this. Someone flicks me a back body. Oh, it's another one, yeah. It's a full run, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
A very good evening, very good morning, a very good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in the world. This is iBoxingHub. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
All good, cuz. All good. Just excited to obviously come here on Sunday to spend it with yourself and the audience. So massive love. We obviously just hit 250 subs. So guys, thank you so much for, tuning in and supporting the channel. We would obviously continue to do what we do best, so we can come on, give you a voice, but then at the same time give you access into the boxing world. But cuz, what you saying about this weekend and what you saying about the news that just happened,
Mate, the weekend's been good, but the news, oh my goodness, wow. I don't know what to say. I mean, look, end of the day, he doesn't even know what's going on, but he's not competing. So now we need to focus on the potential replacement. I'm saying Hrgović. My reasons why I'm saying Hrgović is because it makes sense. So Hrgović, even though he's fighting on the undercard, if he pays Hrgović, I don't know, £3 to £4 million, right, to fight, they're fighting for that mandatory spot, because Hrgović is next in line for the, I believe, the IBF, right? So let's just say AJ fights Hrgović. It'll be a good fight, pay-per-view value as well. And if AJ wins, he could either fight the likes of Usyk next, or Daniel Dubois, depending on who the winner is, or he fights Wilder and he defends that spot. Do you know what I'm saying? So the winner of that can either fight again Usyk or Tyson Fury. Just makes sense. There's no point of AJ fighting Derek Chisora. I mean, no disrespect to Derek Chisora, he's a legend in the game, but come on, man. He's been in with the likes of Vitaly Klitschko. He's been in with Fury 3 times. Been in with Dillian twice. It's like, come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Or Baby Miller can save the show. That's if he's match ready. Think about it. I've been calling Baby Miller for time. I've been saying, look, Baby Miller. Even before they announced the Dillian Whyte fight, I said, Baby Miller. It just makes sense. Because that was the legitimate. So that was the fight that was supposed to happen. But then obviously, so and so happened and he fought Andy Ruiz. My only concern is if this replacement, whoever it is, could potentially do a job on AJ. And then what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's a mad one.
My question is, does he compete with somebody credible, or does he just sit out and wait until December? But having said that, I'm confused. Why is Andy Ruiz calling out AJ again for a trilogy? And he's supposed to be getting ready for Wilder. Because let's just say if Andy Ruiz was to fight AJ, right, trilogy, he ain't getting, Eddie Hearn ain't paying him that bread. He'll probably get $3 million if he's lucky. If he fights Wilder, he'll probably get more than that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but he's got options, man. But look, massive shout out to obviously Shiesty, obviously the 505. She's obviously saying, locked in, guys. Look, much love to you. And thank you so much for tuning into the show. Cuz, I think regardless of, big up Tony Ellis as well. He's obviously saying congrats on 250 subs. Now, look, credit to you guys. And Palermo's Music is obviously saying Bien is at the hospital. Look, massive love. Look, this is what we come in to do. We come here, give that energy, talk boxing, and do what others don't do, of course. So, and also big up Bukayo Saka as well. He's obviously saying, I'm excited to follow the journey from the start. Just remember me when we're going to obviously remember every single person. For us, it's not about the subs, the growth. It's about just giving you guys the platform and the voice just to speak your mind, and also giving you access into the boxing world. But cuz, let's get into the topics. Obviously, the whole cancellation situation. Look, I agree with Bukayo Saka, AJ versus Miller. It deserves to be a BNG Promotions or something because, cuz you've been promoting this since, you know, such a long time, man. So I think if that fight does happen, you deserve to get some sort of 5%
No,
stake or something, man. You know.
it's like, look, this is how I see it, right? For those who's bought, it's pay per view, right? The event is pay per view. He
Yeah.
needs to fight someone credible. It can't just be someone who we don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because if he's trying to get ready for the Wilder fight, he needs someone who's going to give it to him. I believe, yeah, Derek will give it to him, but then again, it'll be unfair on the opponent who he's supposed to be fighting. Whereas I think Herkovich, because Herkovich technically on paper he beat Zhang, but but he will be a good opponent for AJ. He will be the good opponent for AJ. Herkovich or Miller. Those are the two. Herkovich or Miller. Potentially Joseph Parker, but do the fans really want to see that again? Because the first fight, some say it was a bit boring.
Yeah.
You know? Some are saying Bacoli.
Yeah, you know what? For me, because we're on that sort of, he was on White. White's not gonna happen. I agree with you because it needs to be either Big Baby Miller or Herkovich. I think it just makes sense. Or if this trilogy is real, it's 1-1 between Joshua and Ruiz. Let them have it as well, because
All right. Think about it, yeah. Logically, yeah. I could be wrong, but there's no way they're gonna allow AJ fight Ruiz now. Not now. Because Ruiz could be a threat where AJ could potentially lose, or it could be a draw and it could just ruin the whole thing with Wild. Do you know what I mean?
Why it's the same thing, cuz though.
No, but think about it. He was no, that's true. But he was preparing for Dillian Whyte. Do you know what I mean? Someone like, because Ruiz, he's too quick. He's got quick hands, whereas Dillian Whyte hasn't. No disrespect, Dillian Whyte. Someone like Miller can blend. He's got like similar style to Dillian. Not that I'm saying he's Dillian Whyte. Do you know what I mean? It just makes sense. Herkovich, is he southpaw? No, orthodox, I think. But yeah, Herkovich is a threat. But then again, yeah, the reason why I like Herkovich, yeah, because think about it, right? He's a threat. And if AJ talking about becoming 3-time world champion, he needs to go through these opponents. He can't fight any easy opponent. Remember, he's a 2 times former heavyweight champion in the world. So he needs to fight these people. Because again, my only concern is he can fight nobody, and this nobody might just do the business. And then what? Do you know what I mean? What, rematch or what? Do you know what I mean? So, boy, yeah, he's got two options. Either he fights somebody credible, or he just sits back. But if he sits back, then this event can't be pay-per-view. You've got to refund everyone. It's only fair.
Yeah, it's true. So am I right by saying Eddie Hearn's trying to find an opponent for that date exactly then, yeah? Exactly.
My understanding, yes, because the event is still on. As far as I'm concerned. It'll be Liberties if they cancel the event again. Do you know what I mean? First time was Conor Benn, the event got cancelled. Because think about the boxers as well. Do you know what I mean? Not all of them are on millions. Do you know what I mean? Some of them, they're working a full-time job and obviously committed to fight as well to earn more money. So it's a sticky one.
It's true. Obviously, Palamas Music, thanks again for getting involved. Absolutely love the energy, honestly. He's obviously saying that whoever AJ fights is going to mess up the road to Deontay or Fury. I think regardless, it's one of those situations now where the ball's in Joshua's court. Whatever he wants to choose in terms of, look, the most credible route to go through is Herkovich because of that mandatory title shot that he could get if he wins that. And I think we was obviously talking off air about if them two were to fight, and let's say AJ beats him, and then you got the Wilder fight coming up, then you can put that mandatory spot on the line against Wilder, and then it just makes it a little bit more juicy, that fight. But look, Palamas Music's obviously saying AJ lost again. He's thinking that AJ is obviously going to lose. And Al Heyman of iBoxingHub, obviously big up, is obviously saying the Herkovich that fought Zhang would be bounced around by AJ. Look, it's true. It is true. Herkovich didn't really look the best against Zhang, but look, credit to him. He's still so-called sort of got the victory, and he's been able to, you know, have fights after that and get results. So, look, regardless, I think it's either Herkovich or Miller for the fans, in my opinion. But guys, get involved. Who do you think? Herkovich? Or are you saying Big Bag Zhang? You know, afterwards, after he's done with this.
Big Bang, think of it. Big Bang Zhang, he's contracted to fight Joe Joyce in September. Obviously not Wilder, because him and Wilder are supposed to be fighting in December. It could be. It won't be Andy Ruiz because he's a threat. Remember the first fight? Remember he was a replacement? He was a threat. Yeah. There's no point in putting Luis Ortiz. He lost to Andy Ruiz. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't make no sense at all. I don't, like I said, the only option I can think is just 4 people in order: Herkovich, Miller, Derek Chisora, or Joseph Parker. I know someone's saying Otto Wallen, but ever since Otto Wallen fought Fury, I'm not really happy with his performance after that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Now I got to agree with you because he's not obviously had the best of performances afterwards. But look, I agree. I think if not Herkovich, you know, get the Miller fight on. If not Miller, I can't lie, cause the prospect of a trilogy, cause man, I know it's a bit of a risky one for AJ, man. But look, he's at that point of his career where, look, make the big fights happen now. Like,
I hear you, but from a business point of view, like the zone matchroom, they got to play it safe. They got to be smart about it. Do you know what I mean? They can't just. I understand AJ, he's down to fight anyone, so it says, but originally when he fought Franklin, he said my next fight will be in December. The whole fan, everyone was cussing. Everyone was like, "What? This is a joke." Do you know what I mean? Then obviously, him and Dillian Whyte got announced 12th of August. Now that's not happening. But he spent time in Dallas and in camp, so he needs to fight somebody. That's just a waste of money. And I know it's not going to be Andy Ruiz. Look, I could be wrong. They could announce Andy Ruiz, but I could be wrong. But I know for a fact there's no way Eddie Hearn's going to give Andy Ruiz a chance again. Not now, anyway. Andy Ruiz most likely fight AJ when it's a farewell fight. You know what I'm saying? When they're both about to retire, etc.
But isn't it not down to the fighter though? Cause like if the fighter wants, you know, isn't it not down to the fighter? So let's say, hey, look, let's say I'm not saying we're in that scenario or we're in the conversations, but let's say Eddie just says, look, Ruiz, and Joshua's like, let's have it.
Yeah, but then his team will be like, have to play it smart, because you're literally, think about it, right? When AJ was champion, when he was unified champion, he was one stop away from, you know, fighting Wilder at the time for the undisputed. Yeah, it never happened. And now I don't want him making that mistake again, where, you know, he could be one step away from becoming a world champion again. But if he loses, it could ruin the whole thing again. Do you know what I mean? So he has to, as a boxer, he has to put on his business hat. Do you know what I mean? Not that he's scared of that, just
on the risk game, because like obviously Palama's music is saying that he would rather see Ruiz again, but I'm guessing he's saying it'll be tough this time.
Me. What I'm saying is, I'd rather see Ruiz and Wilder. That's the fight I want to see. We've seen Ruiz and AJ twice. We haven't seen Ruiz and Wilder, and we haven't seen.
It's 1-1.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's 1-1, but they can do it after all the shenanigans done. Then they can do it again.
But what if, like, the reason why I'm just playing devil's advocate here is because sometimes we say, okay, the next fight, but the fighters, we don't know if this next fight is going to be the next fight, because we don't know what's going to happen in this fight that's coming up as well. That's an injury could happen or something. So the way I'm sort of thinking about it is, the business of, yes, I know there's the commercial aspect, etc. But I think as a fighter, if you feel that you can do something, go ahead and do it, man. I think you should go ahead and do it. But look, it's for AJ to obviously decide in this situation. And Palamos is obviously saying that AJ beating Ruiz would send shockwaves to Wilder. So yeah, Eddie does say AJ is the boss. Look,
Well, from the fans' point of view, I'm a fan. I want to see Wilder and Andy Ruiz. That's a fight everyone wants to see. That's another big fight. If it doesn't happen, then hey, it is what it is. But I don't think Eddie Hearn, remember, AJ is the boss, but Eddie Hearn is no way he can risk it. No way. No way. No way. Again, I could be wrong, but no. Nah, he ain't going to risk it. If anything, he'd rather put Andy Ruiz with, I don't know, Derek Chisora. Yeah, you're laughing now, but listen, this is bad. It's bad. I mean, what's happened has happened, but it's really, 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 really bad. Think of the fans who've travelled, who've booked a hotel, who've bought premium seats, etc. So we need to have a decision by tomorrow, latest. Tomorrow, latest. Just imagine what he's going through. Thinking, oh my gosh, like again. Do you know what I'm saying? Because remember, this has happened to him about
third time, I believe.
Yeah, because first time was when he beat Klitschko, he was supposed to fight what's his name? He beat him already. What's his name? Pulev? Is it Pulev?
Or Pulev? Yeah, Pulev. Yeah.
He's supposed to fight him, but he was injured. So then he fought what's his name? I forgot his name. The short, stocky dude, the black bald one. Georgia Parker beat him as well. Takam,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was a bit close. And then obviously Jerome Miller, that never happened. And Ruiz, we saw what happened there. Yeah, just don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk it. If I was in his team, I'd be like, AJ, I know Andy Ruiz is a trilogy. It's lovely. Not today. Not today.
Yeah, man, that's just for me. I don't know, man. That's just playing it safe, man. But look,
what would have made it amazing? Tyson Fury wasn't tied in. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, I don't know. Tyson Fury can be a replacement, but then he would demand for X, Y, Z.
Nah, he's getting that payday from Ngannou, man. No one and nothing is getting in the way of that payday, man, because that payday is generational pay that he might not get again. So it's understandable why he's obviously taking it now. But Kaya Saka's obviously saying that AJ has to change his style completely and fight in a disciplined way for 12 rounds versus Ruiz. Of course, like what he did the second time. And the fact that he's beating him should give him confidence that, he can go around, settle the score so that Ruiz doesn't start calling for him again. Because if it's 2-1, it's a different story. Whereas the reason why Ruiz is always going to be on Joshua's neck is because it's 1-1. He won 1, Joshua won 1.
But from a business point of view, Ruiz fight, if he was a replacement now, right? He's not getting big bread. He's not. I'm telling you that now. He's not going to be getting the 8 million he got first time. No way.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter.
But if he fights Wilder, he'll probably get paid more money because it'll be a big event on Showtime.
I think regardless, Ruiz is in a win-win situation if he fights AJ or if he fights Wilder, because if he beats AJ now, then potentially the endorsements and the commercials, etc., the exposure is going to take him to a whole different scale. Whereas, like with a Wilder fight, it's the same thing. It's the same sort of...
Because I remember Fury said he wanted to fight Andy Ruiz. His demand was ridiculous. He asked for 20 million for it now. This is what I'm trying to say. It's just like, I could be wrong, but something tells me Ruiz is ducking Wilder. That's why he wants AJ, because AJ, out of Fury, Wilder, AJ at the moment probably looks like the weakest link. Do you know what I'm saying? Easy target.
He is the weakest link out of the three.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So Ruiz, fight Wilder. Fight Wilder. We want to see power v speed. We want to see that fight. At the moment, Showtimes are doing bits. You had Ryan Garcia tank. You had Crawford and Errol Spence. Let's have Wilder and Ruiz.
You got obviously Hassan Rahman Jr. as well. That's what Al Haym.
That's what I heard as well. That's stupid. I'm sorry, but he lost to I don't know. Is he a YouTuber? He lost to I forgot the guy's name. The guy beat him. It was on it was one of the Misfits fights in America. Or was it America? Was it in Dubai? But yeah, he lost to somebody. Like I forgot. I think this guy's I think he's an American football player. I don't know. So for me, it's a no. That's just embarrassing. That's basically saying no, just fight Misfits, basically. Yeah.
Regardless, man, we need to make that fight happen, man.
We've got two choices, like I said. Either fight somebody credible, minus Andy Ruiz, or just sit back.
You're avoiding Andy Ruiz, guys.
I want, you know, if I'm honest with you, I want to see AJ and Wilder. That's the fight everybody wants to see. Because if that fight doesn't happen, then what's the point? What is the point of all of this? I understand boxing. Remember, boxing is a business, and they need to be smart. As much as a boxer wants to fight somebody, his team are there for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Remember, a boxer, he's the asset. You know, the promoter's there to protect him.
The promoter's there to make money. More like, man, their money first before protecting the boxer.
Mate, Eddie Hearn's made it clear, AJ's his mate. Remember when Jerome Miller got found guilty? Eddie Hearn was getting a mad one because AJ's my mate. He could have hurt my mate. Do you know what I mean? That's his mate. So he's going to protect him. You know? Remember, AJ's brought Matchroom up as well.
Yeah.
So
we're getting names like Greg Hardy and everything. But look, regardless, let's hope that we find some sort of resolve soon so that, you know, AJ can focus and, you know, get that fight.
Thingy. Sorry about that, cuz. The guy who beat Bacoli, I've forgotten his name now. That boxer, he was signed to Matchroom DAZN. He fought on Ruiz AJ2 in Saudi. He fought Povetkin. It was a draw. I've forgotten his name now, man. He was supposed to fight Herkovich, but he declined it. You don't know Ikram. You know what I'm talking. You don't know what I'm talking about, man. Michael Hunter.
Oh, Michael Hunter. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I think regardless, cuz we just need a decision soon, man. So let's just hope, you know, in the next, you know, few days that we get sort of a decision on that, man. But cuz I know we wasn't really too interested in it too much, but you know, I know some of the audience did obviously watch it. Jake Paul. What's your thoughts, cuz, man?
Do you know what? Yeah, it was pretty much one-sided, man. Nate Diaz, he's got a heart, but something tells me he's just not all there, man. Like it was like one stage, I think it was round 8 or round 9, he had Jake in a headlock. Yeah. So I don't know, that was just, it was a mismatch, man. From when I watched the weigh-in, I said, this guy's not match ready. He just came for the payday.
Yeah.
Apparently they're running it back in MMA.
Oh, come on, man. Nah, man.
No, that's the deal. So I don't, honestly, it was poor, man. It was like it was very one-sided. It was very, very one-sided. Like you can tell Nate is not a boxer. He's not a boxer. You can just tell by his body language. He was there just to be there, just to get paid. If you fight again, he's getting paid again. Do you know what I mean? It was nah. Jake might as well just fight an actual boxer now. Because I know he's calling out all these MMAs. He, as a businessman, he's done a smart move, but he might as well fight a legit boxer now. My understanding wants to fight the winner of KSI and Tommy Fury, but hey,
makes sense. It makes sense. It makes because we're in that talk of business sense. It makes sense from that perspective, because if a KSI does beat a Tommy Fury, for example, then it sort of juices up that little rivalry between all three of them, innit? So let's just see. Yeah.
You know who I would like Jake Paul to fight? It's gonna sound ridiculous, yeah. Jake Paul, he's what, cruiserweight, yeah? Why not fight Canelo? Canelo or Conor McGregor?
Oh, come on, guys.
Well, you're saying this is ridiculous, but he says he classes himself as a legitimate boxer, and he has said that he will fight Canelo.
Hey, Canelo, nah, he can't. That's no way. You can't jump levels like that, man. No way. You get absolutely slaughtered, cuz.
The only advantage he's got on Canelo is he's bigger than him, he's heavier than him. Do you know what I mean? That's the only advantage he's got. I reckon Canelo will entertain it if it was big money, then yeah.
You know what? I think Canelo's one of those guys that I don't think he'll entertain it, man. I think he's so in tune with boxing. I don't think he will entertain something like that. But look, it would be interesting just to see how Jake would fare against, a proper boxer. Because yes, the Tommy Fury, you could class him as a pro boxer, but to me, he's a very amateur pro boxer, someone that's in their early years. That's why, if we're talking about Tommy Fury and a Vidal Riley, for example, why does he not want to fight Vidal Riley? That's the question everyone wants to know, man. But apparently, it's the whole situation of he doesn't have enough of a sort of a commercial pull. But look, we just know what will happen if you put in a ring with Vidal Riley. We just know.
Everyone knows what will happen if you put in a ring with Vidal Riley. Vidal Riley probably knock him out. But it's a smart move what Tommy's doing now. He's making millions now. He got paid his first $1 million when he fought Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? Not fighting KSI. No, but it's true though. Like, listen, him fighting the likes of Vidali, like they can't afford him. They can't. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but they can't afford him. The only way to fight him is if my man won a world title. That's just the honest truth.
Or what if Vidal Riley becomes a British champion, for example? Like why couldn't they, at least? I just think, my personal opinion, I just think that putting aside like the followers or the commercial pool he has, Tommy Fury is scared of Vidal Riley. He doesn't want to get in a ring with him, because I think we saw, I believe it was at the York Hall event where Tommy was, at York Hall, saw the fight. They asked him before he needs a sort of commercial pull. Then he does the knockout. I just think after that he was just like, nah, let's stay away. Let's focus on this KSI situation, because we know what will happen. I believe Vidal Riley, he trains KSI, right? I did see
training for Logan Paul.
Okay, yeah, but is he not doing any?
No,
he's
teams.
Listen,
I'm saying is, I won't be surprised if KSI beats Tommy Fury, because I was not happy with that performance when he fought Jake Paul. I thought, whoa.
Yeah, Jake Paul nearly beat him, or let Conor Ben fight Jake in America. Whoa.
Listen, Jake will go to sleep, bro. Yeah. No, but the fight that but then again, Conor McGregor, he's lighter, isn't it? It's too light.
Yeah, he's way too light, man. It's way too light. Way too light. Yeah, way too.
Hopefully, back on the Asia subject, that we have some news as of tomorrow or Tuesday latest, because the event is on Saturday, and we need to know. Me personally, I think Herkovic. I would do a poll and say who, Herkovich or Baby Miller. You know, I say Herkovich. That would be a good fight because Herkovich, I believe he's here now in the UK, innit? Where Baby Miller, you got to think he's coming from America, he's going to be jet lag, this and that. And if he was to lose, he'll use excuses. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Herkovich, he's ready, even though he's got an opponent. But then I suppose that opponent he has, they have to pay him step aside. It's only fair.
Because calling for Miller, guys, we agree with you. And look, you've been saying this, cause for coming up to a year, I believe. Like Baby Miller, Joshua, baby, like, unfinished business. Like that needs to happen. Look, Tony Ellis is obviously saying Herkovich, because I think regardless, I think we could say by the end of this pod, if we were to speak to Eddie Hearn, for example, and we wanted to present some names to him, Herkovich, Baby Miller, I think those two are realistic options, man.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. If it's somebody, like I said, if it's a nobody, it's going to be disappointing. It's going to look bad. Like that's not going to prepare him for Wilder.
I don't think you can't prepare for someone like Wilder, man.
Can't, but the thing is, AJ, he needs to be active. That's what it is. He needs to be active. You can't just have one. You can't fight once a year. You need to fight at least 3 times a year, at least. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard for these boxers to do it, cause man, look at Crawford, look at Tank. Tank even squeezed in 2 fights. You know, like it's very, very difficult for fighters nowadays to do 3, whereas back in the days, man, you know, you're talking about 5 or, you know, we don't even want to go back to Sugar Ray Robinson times where he was just doing boom, back to back fights. But because look, regardless, I'm excited anyway. I'm just hoping that we get something soon. What fights do we have sort of coming up now? Obviously, I know we've got the
Saturday event, and then you got the Daniel Dubois and Usyk.
You know what our boy Rico has been saying? You know what he's I think he strongly believes Daniel Dubois is gonna, you know, do the miracle. Mate, that this I just hope that it's a good fight, man. But I just think Usyk, man, will do what Usyk does. You know, probably get him tired around the late rounds and then, you know, potentially get a stoppage, man. But, you know, if anyone has enough power to get some sort of job done, Dubois can do it. But the question is, will he land? That's the question. Will he land? Because we're getting watch along. What for? You talking about Dubois and Usyk? Yeah, we can run through Dubois. Yeah, we could probably do a little watch along for that. If everyone wants us to do a watch along for that, then yeah, let's make it happen. We'll obviously get Rico involved as well. Rico, he's gonna have his. I believe he's got a strong belief that Dubois will do it, man. But cuz I don't know what you're thinking, but
I'm not really invested in that fight. But I rate them too. They're the heavyweight division at the moment is a joke, but Usyk and Triple D, they're having the fight. So may the best man win. Yeah. On that note, it's that time, ladies and gents. We're back here again on Wednesday. Hopefully, there's good news. You know, it's either Herkovich or Miller. And just remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get to.
Don't forget, we've got a special guest for them next week, I believe.
Yes. Tune in for next week Sunday.
We're not going to reveal who it is.
No, all we're going to say, can I give him a little tip?
Yeah, go on.
The person's on Boxer. That's all I'm saying. Yep. Anyway, on that note, people, good night. Take care. Peace and love.
It's another bang. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag, so it's another one. It's another one.